Hi folks, this is Misty Steps. Get comfy, let's get into it because today I have a video to talk about a lot of firsts. Recently, I got to play a one-shot with Jason, an Oath Strife, friend of the channel, friend of myself, and I was able to get a lot of cool experience. This game had a lot of firsts. This was my first one-on-one D&D session. This was my first online session, first time playing Tailspire, first time playing a ranger, and between all of these, Jason was a fantastic person to walk me through the processes and the features of being online, despite my terrible, terrible ability to use technology. I roll with disadvantage every time. But it was really fun, and I wanted to talk about those different aspects now as someone who had the chance to play them. So just some background on myself. I have been DMing and playing in-person D&D for about 3 years or so now. All of my tables have been in person, which means that I haven't had to deal with any sort of online map making or anything, with the exception of finding something on my computer that I can then put onto a whiteboard at our table. I've also been playing D&D for about 4-ish years now. I think I played for about a year before I started DMing. While one of the games that I regularly play in is 2024, this was the first time that I had the opportunity to play a 2024 Ranger. And all of my past sessions have had other characters along the ride. It's been a full party. So being a one-on-one was really interesting, and I think it's also important to recognize that the more DMs that you get to play with, the more opportunity that you have to take new things and learn from them, and take those lessons from people. We'll talk about the lessons I learned from Jason here in a bit, but let's kind of go down this line by line. For this game, this was a level 5 one-shot, and we used Tailspire, which is free for the guest players online via Steam. Only Jason, as the DM, had to have a paid version of it, and it was really cool. There were a few glitches, because it is technically still in beta, but it sounds like it's been in beta for a while. But it was really cool to be able to drop my Hero Forge mini in there and be able to move it around and just see just how far up a cliff I could move or how far away from the goblins I could move. That was very cool. The immersion was super fun. There are settings that Jason showed me where you can change the lighting effects to make it dark versus night, or have lights illuminated from the inside of a building. Or if there were things that you could do to basically fog to where the players can't see the terrain unless it is within that 35 feet of vision, or whatever the case may be. That was very cool. We used Discord as our audio and video provider via Discord chat, and that went as smoothly as it can. There was a couple of connection issues, I think, on my end, just because we had a fair amount of rain, and my internet hates when it rains for some reason here. But we used all online dice, and as a dice goblin, I did miss the tactile stuff, and wow, I'm very convinced that my in-person dice would not have betrayed me the way that those dice did. I was knocked down to like 1 HP twice in a fight, and that was extremely stressful, and I don't think my dice would have done that. I think that the computer dice are prejudiced against me. So, grain of salt there. I don't care that you tell me that it's completely randomized, because a computer can randomize better than any sort of resin dice can. They are prejudiced against me. However, D&D Beyond, I think, is a personal hellscape for me. As someone who really, really works best with tactile things, having D&D Beyond to try and make a character was difficult. Once I got them made, it was nice that Jason, as the DM, could just go in and add things to my inventory without me even knowing that he did it. That was super cool that I got, a cool magic item bow and a cool bracers of archery that I didn't have to ask for, or they were just automatically there and automatically equipped. That was super helpful. But it was clunky, and it was way harder for me to make a character in there than it should have been. especially considering how many characters I have made before. I understand why people like it, and I think it does serve the purpose. And it's definitely functional if you do play online regularly. I'm sure part of it is just that there's a learning curve, and I have not reached that learning curve, only having done it once. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I would much rather have my little paper scrapbooks. And on the topic of character creation, this was also my first time being a Fey Wanderer Ranger. We were level 5 for this one shot. It kind of felt weird though, because it felt like I was playing my very charismatic rogue from my Strahd campaign, but without sneak attack. Mechanically, it felt kind of weird that I didn't get to roll sneak attack when I had advantage. The second attack was nice, but it just felt like it was missing something to me. And maybe I'm just not meant to be much of a martial class. I love rogues, but normally I do flavor more towards warlocks or clerics. So this felt a little weird. It felt a little lacking, but it was just one shot, so I would definitely be willing to play my character again. The unfortunate part was that I did pick a character trope for her that really only works with other party members to have a dynamic against. She was very much like the sunshine Disney princess who in a long-term campaign would actually absolutely have the benefit of the doubt ripped from her and everything crushed around her, and she would have to go through that process of gaining cynicism. That was the thought. But this was a one-shot, so that really didn't get to be shown off as much as it could have. Rangers fit this weird middle ground, and I think it worked well for this character, and I would love to play her again. Fawn was her name. She was a delight to play, but I think, again, having a party with her would be more fun. Playing one-on-one solo also took me a little bit of time to get used to. I'm used to bouncing off of party energy and people either matching my energy or me being able to match theirs and just being able to really ham it up. And don't get me wrong, Jason did a fantastic job, but there's only so much NPC banter that can happen without a full party cast if you're going on an adventure alone. It means that I picked the vibe of how things are going and how things are handled, and I did have a couple of times where it was like, I know that I should do this, however, she's an idiot, so she's going to do this instead. And that did not work in her favor, to be honest. It did not work in Fawn's favor at all. But I did stick to my guns on the character part there. I think the difference is that that's much riskier as a one-on-one, because you don't have party members backing you up. It's funny if you are in character and go offer to shake the hand of a goblin who's about to attack you, if you have a wizard that can cast Fireball backing you up. Less exciting if you are just one ranger. That was a lot. I also learned things just from watching Jason DM for me. He does not pull punches, and I have always been not scared of a TPK or not scared of killing my characters, but when balancing, I always have concerns that I may be going a little too hard on them and that maybe I should scale back, not put as many goblins, or maybe I don't have the dragon's breath recharge quite as fast or something like that. Jason did not hold back any punches, and I almost died twice, and he gave me a lot of stuff, which was great. He definitely gave me a lot of magical items that were extremely helpful, and I had to use all of them for this. But the fact that I, as a singular adventurer, could take on, I think it was eight goblins and then a dragon. Dragonling. But a baby dragon, like that was a lot for one level 5 person. I think I did the math after the fact, and it ended up being CR 8. And one level 5 adventurer took it all down just fine with a little bit of magic item help. And that definitely opened my eyes to just how strong adventurers are. So I do not feel bad throwing more insane things at parties down the line and giving them a bit harder fights. So I think that that's something that was very beneficial for me. Also, wow, Jason does some amazing voices for characters. His dragon voice, I wish I would have recorded it, but it was so good. It was so good. Anyways, I just wanted to touch base on that and partially just grace everyone with the wonders that is my friend Jason here, but also just talk about how different it is from online versus physical play and my experience with it my first time, because that's what this channel is me as a newbie exploring these spaces and trying to get more comfortable and learning more things. If you were curious and trying online, I did really like Tailspire. I really did enjoy just that first time one-on-one experience. That is something that I would like to do with other characters later on. Maybe as just some singular solo adventures between seasons of a campaign, if you will. But yeah, I think I learned a lot, and I hope that this is a beneficial video for everybody. Let me know if you'd like to see more in the comments. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. I do respond to all the comments that I get, and I will see you next time.